Everyone is asking which companies win the AI race. Almost nobody is asking the better question for your retirement money. Which great businesses do not need to run the race at all? There is a short list of companies AI cannot touch, not because they are too slow to adapt, because their moat is physical, regulated, local, or built on human trust. A model cannot copy any of that. Today, I will show you what makes a business AI proof and why it matters more the closer you get to retirement.
Quick note before we start. I make these videos free so you never have to pay for the ideas in them. The person you are watching is my AI avatar. I write and approve every script myself, and I read and reply to the comments personally, so drop your questions below. Everything here is general education, not personalized investment, legal, or tax advice. Full disclosures are in the description below the video. Thank you for watching and for your continued trust.
Here's the plan. First, the one trait that makes a business immune to AI. Then, four kinds of companies that have it with real names. Then, the part most people skip. Owning these still comes down to the price you pay, credit where it is due. The original list that got me thinking came from the writer behind Fluent in Quality on Substack. I am adding the retirement lens we use at VAP. AI is brutal where the work is information, writing, coding, support tickets, analysis. If your job lives on a screen, software is coming for part of it. Now flip it. Some businesses sell things that have to exist in the real world: steel that corrodes, power that flows through wires. A part a mechanic needs in 2 hours, a landfill nobody will let you build, a funeral director who sits with a grieving family. None of that is information. It is physical, regulated, local, or personal. That is the mode AI cannot cross. I was working with a client recently who was sure AI would gut his whole portfolio. He had read every scary headline. What we did was simple. We sorted his holdings by one question: does this company sell information, or does it sell something that has to exist in the real world? The second group helped him sleep at night. Start with the most boring business I can find: waste management. New landfill permits are some of the hardest approvals in the country. Communities fight them, reviews drag on for years. So permitted capacity is fixed, and waste management owns a huge share of it. The collection routes feed its own landfills. A town uses whoever already has the trucks and the transfer stations nearby. AI can optimize a collection route, it already does. The truck still has to roll, and the ton of trash still has to go in the ground. Volume does not stop when the economy slows. Now, power, NextEra energy. Electricity has to move through physical wires to physical homes and data centers. The AI boom makes that more valuable, not less. Every GPU cluster runs around the clock and needs reliable power. NextEra pairs a regulated Florida utility that earns a steady return on its rate base with the largest wind and solar pipeline in the country. These are toll booths. You pay to pass, the price climbs with inflation, and nobody's building a second road. Next, two auto parts retailers that share one moat: AutoZone and O'Reilly. When a mechanic has a car on the lift, he needs the right part in 2 hours, not next day shipping. Thousands of local stores and decades of supplier relationships make that speed possible. No website ships fast enough to break it. The time constraint is the moat. Here is the part I love as an owner. AutoZone has bought back its own stock for decades. The share count keeps shrinking, so each remaining share owns more of an excellent business. That is per share value creation done with discipline. Then there is public storage. People rent space, put their stuff in it, and plan to leave in 3 months. They stay for years because moving it all is a pain. That inertia is stickier than most software subscriptions, and it needs no technology at all. Stay with me, because the last example is the one I think about most. The number one business on the list is the one AI has no answer for: Service Corporation International, funeral homes and cemeteries. Think about what AI would have to replace: the director who sits with a family on the worst day of their lives, the local relationships with clergy and hospitals built over decades, the trust of a name a community has used for 50 years. None of that is information. Demand is non discretionary. Nobody postpones a funeral because the economy is weak. Many families prepay years ahead, which gives the company a contracted backlog most industries would envy. And the demographics only grow from here. AI can write a eulogy, it cannot deliver it. There is no algorithm for sitting with a grieving family. I think about that in my own work too. People do not buy the plan, they buy the person they trust to guide them through it. Here is the part most lists skip. AI proof does not mean buy at any price. At VAP, we sort quality into three buckets: ownership companies run by owner minded managers, monopolies and oligopolies with real pricing power, and cannibals that shrink their share count, like AutoZone. Every name today fits one of those buckets. We judge them by economic profit and returns on capital, not by the headline earnings number. A great business is still a bad investment at the wrong price. So we wait for a fair price, then we own it for a long time. The bigger risk for most people is not AI. It is selling these quiet compounders to chase the exciting names everyone is talking about, then giving up the one thing that builds retirement wealth: owning great businesses for life. The real risk in retirement is outliving your money, not living through a volatile year. Great investments do not shout, they compound quietly. If you want to see why these quiet compounders got left behind while the index hit record highs and what that sets up next, watch this one where I break down the quality bear market hiding inside an all time high market. I will see you there.